Hello and welcome to this next Flip preaching video. My name's Andy. This week we're back in the Gospel of Mark, and we're going to look at a passage which has got some bits chopped out of it, but it's Mark 7. We're going to look at 1 to 8, 14 to 15, 21 to 23. If you look at the whole thing, I think you'll see why these bits have been cut out. They're just not as relevant, they're not as useful to us today. They haven't stood the test of time like the other bits have. So we've got Jesus talking with the Pharisees and some scribes from Jerusalem. And the Pharisees are getting cross at the disciples for not obeying all of the Jewish religious rules about washing their hands. And Jesus gets right back, saying that although you kind of do the stuff on the outside, you're rotten on the inside. You honour me with your lips, but your hearts are far from me. You abandon the commandment of God and hold to human tradition. So radical, so challenging. People who get so caught up in human religious traditions that they lose the commandment of God. And Jesus calls a crowd around then, and he says to them, it's not what is on the outside that makes you unclean, it's what comes out of you. Again, it's the inside. That's why I've called this video book covers. There's the phrase, obviously, you can't judge a book by its cover. And this is so true in Christianity. It's not what you look like on the outside or how you behave or how respectable you are on the outside. It's what's on the inside that matters. Okay, so a few sort of things to link into this from the rest of Scripture. Isaiah 29, 13 to 14, that's the bit that Jesus quoted. The bit about honouring God with our lips, but hearts being far from him. And it's interesting to read around that. Their worship of me is based on merely human rules that they've been taught. But it finishes positively. Therefore, once more, I will astound these people with wonder upon wonder. So God's goodness, God's wonder can break through the deadening effect of human religion. Hosea 4, 2 to 3 is possibly where we get this list of unclean things that come out of the heart at the end of the Mark passage. There's no faithfulness, no love, no acknowledgement of God in the land. There is only cursing, lying, murder, stealing and adultery. Again, it's the idea that unless your heart is full of faith and love and a recognition of God, then the trouble is we can easily fall into these things which cause destruction to others and to the world. And the idea of cleanness kind of wraps up something which started at the start of Mark's Gospel. Mark 1, 41 to 42, we had a leper that came to Jesus who was kind of superficially unclean on the outside, and Jesus said, you are clean. And this kind of tails that bit off with the Pharisees who see him and should be the cleanest, holiest people, but actually he can tell that they're corrupt on the inside. So, some questions. When have you judged a book by its cover? 2, why does God place such an importance on the kind of quality and cleanliness of our hearts? Why isn't God impressed by the things that we do for him? The things, why does God always see through to the heart? Why doesn't he just, take the things we do into account? 3, can you think of any human traditions that should be rejected? Maybe within a church sphere or maybe more widely. Are there things which we just do because people older than us did, but actually it's their time to come? Can you think of some? I'm sure you can. And 4th, how is this good news today? So this is actually going to be the last one of these, at least for the time being. My job changes within the Methodist Church soon, and this has been something I've done while I've been a normal minister in a church, in a circuit, but my role's changing and I don't know how this will fit. So it may be that I can bring this back, but if not, thank you so much for watching these. I hope they've been useful. I hope they've encouraged you to look at the connections between different Bible passages, and I hope that it's encouraged you to always find the deep, liberating truth in the gospel. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.